Hey everyone, today I'll be taking a look at the Transformers Buzzworthy Bumblebee, Origins Bumblebee, which I only bought this guy because I needed a Bumblebee on my shelf. And it does look like a pretty interesting figure, but for the packaging, as you can see, it's not even a window. You can touch the damn thing inside of it, which I don't like because germs and stuff, but they want to be eco-friendly, which I can get behind that, I guess. You got some nice artwork on the side right here of Bumblebee and like different like styles, I guess. Comic book right here, and movies, animated TV shows and movies and stuff. I guess CGI animated. I don't know. Half of Autobot logo right there. It says Transformers on the side. Buzzworthy Bumblebee, Origins Bumblebee. Side got another image of Bumblebee. Packaging is kind of weird, but it's more in line with like Morpho Cybertron package because it has the angle on the side right there. But on the back, you got Bumblebee right there in his robo mode and vehicle mode. Transforms in 23 steps. Says he has a backpack. Obviously, we all know that that is not the same color as what is in the box. But you got warnings and stuff down there. Bottom, you got more warnings. Barcode on the top. The Karatomi generations. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get this guy open and see what he's all about. Getting him out of the packaging, I absolutely love this little guy. He's so amazing, and it's just really cool to have this. I never originally got that that Netflix Bumblebee, so this was the only one that I saw on the shelves that I can get. Unless I said that in the intro. I filmed the intro like 2 months ago, so I don't even remember. But taking a look at the details of this figure, the head sculpt I think looks really nice. I really like this. It looks really good. At first, when I got out of the packaging, I thought it was a little bit too flat, and to me it still seems a little bit too flat. I would have liked to be a little bit longer, but it does look good right now. The face is painted right there, and then there is some details right here on the arm, some sculpted details. There's a peg right there for some blast effects if you want to put it there. Very blank right there on the forearm there. The chest looks nice. I like the Autobot logo. It's printed very nicely. Got some blue around the little window things right there. Very G1 accurate. He does have a backpack, but I don't mind it because look how tiny this thing is. Like, it's gonna have a backpack. And then there's some details right there in the abdomen, some details on the crotch, some more sculpted details on the legs, and then another peg right there for a blast effect on the shin. More kibble on the sides of the shin, which I don't mind because again, small figure. And then his feet right here, which are pretty long, but just helps him stand up good. So yeah, I don't mind that. And the backpack, even though it is a lot back there, not too much, but doesn't stick out a lot, which is nice. So yeah, I love the look of this figure. It looks really good. I'm glad to have a Bumblebee on my shelf. And if I do end up somehow picking up that Netflix Bumblebee for a good price, then I guess I would display this guy in his vehicle mode. For accessories, this Bumblebee comes with his gun right here, which is done in a black plastic. Would I like to see some paint on this? But it does look nice, and of course you can plug that into his hand. It looks really good. Something else I need to mention. I'm surprised of how solid this guy is. Look, he doesn't move at all. Like, he's very solid. The joints are nice and tight. Not too tight, but just nice and smooth. Like, I'm surprised of how solid it is. It's really nice. And then it comes with a jetpack, which is very hollow in here. Would like to see some paint on this. On the box, I think it showed it silver. I need to try to get on. Yeah, right here on the box shows it as silver right there, but this is black. Also, I think the gun was also silver as well. Yep, shows it as silver right there. So I would have liked to see that on this shit. Drop the box. I would have liked to see that silver on the gun and the jetpack, but the jetpack does look okay. And there's a peg you can plug on to the back right there if you want them to have that, but I don't, and I think it can fit on Earthrise Optimus Prime. Hold on, let me check. it can in fact go on the back. Not very smoothly, but it can go on there. But it looks a little bit weird because it looks really small. And then he also comes with 5 of these Energon rods because he's in the Cybertronian mode for this figure. So I gave him his Energon rod, which I think is actually a very okay. I just dropped one. I think it is a very nice touch that they did that, and it's just translucent orange plastic. You can't have it fit in the hands. We can't really hold it. You can, like, if you do like that and then get 2 or 3, you can probably, god damn it, I get that one later. You can probably have him hold it on his arm like that. Not well, okay, that looks pretty good. Let me get that thing I dropped. It does look pretty good, and you can also give some to Wheeljack if you want to recreate that first scene out of the G1 show. But I wish that it would have been that they would have hung him up with some better for him to hold it, like maybe fit into the hand somehow. But they are nice in my opinion. So he does come with a good amount of accessories. Just wish that gun and jetpack has some paint on it. Measuring this Bumblebee figure to see how tall he is, he stands at about 4.5, or no, 4.25 inches tall. So he's very, very short. And in my opinion, I think that will put him at a good height next to Optimus Prime. Let me fix that. He looks really good next to Prime right here. And I can scoot Prime over. Here is also Jazz right here. I think this is good as well. I think Jazz was, well, Bumblebee was half the size of Jazz, so I think this works. The only difference is that this is supposed to be Cybertronian and this is Earth modes. Even though in the cartoon, Jazz and Optimus Prime has Cybertronian modes, but they did transform into looking like this to their Earth modes. It was weird and stuff, G1 cartoon things, but yeah. Here he is next to another little guy, Cliff Jumper, and this is just my opinion, but I feel like a Bumblebee is worth $20 more than Cliff Jumper is, just because the amount of accessories Bumblebee came with, and also the engineering on this thing is amazing. The transformation is so fun. Yeah, I do wish there was some more paint on this figure though, but they look good together. And since they were the first, these two were the first Transformers to show up on screen in the original show, or was it Soundwave? I don't know. I think, or what I've heard, it was these two. I don't really know. But here he is next to Wheeljack, and this looks great. Of course, here he is next to his movie counterpart, Jeep Bumblebee, or Off-Road Bumblebee, and this actually looks pretty good. For articulation, there's a ball joint up at the head, and he can look up that far. Can't look down because it is sculpted at the back right there, and the chin kind of blocks it. You don't get any head tilt. You get some rotation. Hinge at the shoulder can go up to 90, can rotate around 360, get a bicep. Single jointed bend at the elbow gets you past 90 just a little bit, which is nice. No wrist rotation due to the transformation, and it's also hollow due to the transformation as well. But they did put some little details in there, which is nice. I always appreciate that. There's a, oh, I forgot to mention, there's a hinge right here due to the transformation, but you can use it as a butterfly joint if you would like to, so that's nice. He's got a waist, hinge at the foot, or leg can go up that far, go back that far, can go out about right there. There is a thigh rotation, single jointed bend at the knee gets you slightly past 90, and then an ankle pivot, and also due to transformation you can hinge this out, meaning you can get his foot to go forward and go back. So the articulation on this figure is really nice. I didn't really expect this guy to have this much articulation. I think he has more than Cliff Jumper, at least range wise. So very nice articulation. I really like how this figure turned out. Transformation time. First, what you want to do is fold in the hands, straighten out the arms, and then you want to, well, don't hinge those up. You want to untab this chest area, Then take this, hinge this down, hinge this. This will just go over that like so. Then you want to hinge this up, and then you want to rotate around the waist, making this flat, so then you can take these arms, fold them around, and then this tab will go into that slot right there, locking those into place. Same thing on the other side. Then you want to hinge this foot out. There is a tab right there, a slot that will go into. Hinge this out, rotate it around, tab, slot, you know what to do, tab it in, rotate this out, rotate that like that, and of course, same thing on the other side. Just take that, tab that in, hinge that out, rotate it like so. Then you want to use the knee, hinge this around. This will lock in to that, same thing on the side, and this hook will go into there, hooking that together. So it doesn't really hook the best, but it tabs in fairly well. Then you want to take this and then hinge this down, and then that will tab in right there. Try to line everything up the best you can. When you do, you have this really nice Cybertronian hover car, jet mode, whatever you want to call this. I'm gonna call it hover car.